Good morning, everyone. This is Kevin Aller, one of the education interpreters at the Calvary Museum. I'm going to take you all on a marsh walk today, the second day of spring. The marsh is coming alive all around me. I don't know if you can hear it on your end. We've got a little bit of an airplane from the base over here, some cars from the bridge, but there are birds everywhere. The marsh has really come to life. Follow me this way. One thing to look at in your marsh explorations is the surface of the water. If it's rippling, you've got feeding fish. So we've got a whole school right below me now with that airplane overhead. We'll give it a second to pass through. In the meanwhile, there's a huge school of fish right over here. And what these guys are doing is they're feasting on what we call the brown food chain. All the plant material washes in here twice a day with the tides. We're not quite at high tide yet today. That'll be our afternoon, but you can see leaves at the bottom here, all sorts of plant material. It breaks down, it turns brown as it decays. That is incredibly nutrient rich for these animals. And there are a ton of these little guys today. One thing I also look for are animal tracks. I'll see wading birds like blue herons. I'll see their tracks in the marsh. Maybe also some muskrats or raccoon tracks as well. You'll follow me through. A lot of the plants are still brown right now, but that's going to change rapidly. In the next couple weeks, we'll see green shoots coming up. Another really nutrient-packed source of energy for marsh birds. We've got another school of fish over here. Occasionally I'm seeing jellies this time of year. They're going to be pink to orange. Those are lion's mane jellyfish. We only have them for the winter, so they're going to be around for maybe a couple more weeks, and then we're not going to see jellyfish for a time, and then we'll get our summer sea nettles when the weather really starts to get warm. I'm going to take you guys over to the corner here where we're close to a lot of the grasses. This week, the marsh periwinkles have come back. This marsh snail climbs up on the grass stalks to get out of the water at high tide, and I'm going to pluck off one for you. I spotted him earlier. Yeah, right down here on the root with new cordgrass growth is this marsh periwinkle. These guys will, if you're really gentle, they'll come out and explore in the palm of your hand. If you want to coax them out, I have a trick for you. Get very close and hum. And the vibration from your voice will help coax it out of the shell. You've got to be really still with them. Any sudden movements will cause them to go right back in that shell for protection. They'll think you're a hungry bird or something like that. This snail is amazing because it can breathe underwater with gill structures or while it's out in the air on these plant stalks. Amazing. I think he's waking up. I feel a little bit of movement there. Yep. See that? Coming out a little bit, wants to know where it is, what's going on. There are the eye stalks. He's leaving a little bit of slime on my hand. That's how he moves. He slides around. And if it feels like they're sticking to you, all you need to do is help them move by gently sliding them off. I'm going to put him back in the marsh where he's going to be happy. Or her. Maybe this is a female periwinkle. I have no way of telling. We're going to continue our walk this way. And we're going through into something we call the high marsh, which has a thicket. A lot of birds will choose this as their chosen spot. I've got some mallards over here, male and female pair. Males have the green heads, females are more of the browns. They're going to be dabbling for the plants at the bottom of the marsh, and these guys actually didn't leave for the winter. They stayed. They're one of the few species that are able to survive over winters here. We also have a snapping turtle that occasionally comes out. When it's time for them to make a nest, they're going to keep an eye on that snapping turtle because it can be dangerous for the ducklings. And they're gonna make their nest somewhere over here in the cordgrass. The cordgrass is more tolerant of the salt in the water we have here. If you were with me in person, you'd be able to take a deep breath and smell some of that salt in the air. This is a salt marsh. Only a few plants can survive when they're flooded twice a day by that water. But behind them, where it floods irregularly, you get a greater variety of plants. Now, as I'm going back through the high marsh and the thicket here, I can hear a lot of birds around. I might not necessarily spot them. There are a number of birds' nests too. I think there's one further up the trail that I can point to and show you. There are several apps you can use to help you with birding this time of year. It's a wonderful time for birding. I use Merlin, M-E-R-L-I-N, Bird ID, which is put out by Cornell Lab of Ornithology. So they're one of the universities that study bird life. Let's see, right up, I don't know if we can see, but there is a nest right up in that tree. Right at the fork, huge collection of twigs and leaves. I don't know who's there yet because I haven't been able to see them coming and going, but somebody's made a nest. All around me, I can hear cardinals, I can hear bluebirds, robins. I'm gonna pull out my app here. I don't know if those sounds are coming through for you all. I'm gonna pull up, let's see, Eastern Bluebird. This is Cornell's app, Merlin. If I click on Eastern Bluebird, it has a section at the bottom for sounds. This is incredibly useful. I'm gonna click on this song. And you can hear that coming through as clear as day. Wonderful, wonderful tool to have with you while you're out in nature. Even if it seems like we are on our own, we're surrounded by these birds and other species, and an app like this can really put you in tune with what is going on. I have enjoyed this time with you guys. Get out there in nature, start exploring. I'll see you next time.